Is Orange County the cream of the crop of the SoCal industrial real estate market? In my opinion, it is. Now, I may be biased because my team and I spend most of our time working in the Orange County marketplace. But when you start to look at the numbers, it becomes apparent that Orange County is the healthiest and the most stable industrial market that we have here in Southern California. So Orange County has a base of about 258 million square feet of industrial properties. And if you look at the last 7 years, the vacancy rate for the industrial market has never gone above 1.8%. In fact, today it sits only at 1.2%. Now that's gone up a little bit, but when you compare it to markets like the Inland Empire, which is now sitting at about 5.25%, it's drastically different. Taking a look at tenant activity. Now we measured tenant activity from a metric called gross activity, which looks at the total square footage of new leases, so not renewals, but new leases, buildings sold to user or owner user buyers. Orange County over the last 7 years, so looking at it pre-COVID through all the COVID crazy rush that we had until today. So over the last 7 years, the gross activity per quarter in Orange County has been 2.45 million square feet per quarter. So just under 1% of our base turns over with new leases and user sales every quarter. For the last year and a half, those numbers were down significantly. In fact, we averaged just about 1.6 million per quarter over the last year and a half. And listen, we all felt it. Everybody working in this industry felt it. I mean, transaction volume was down. Tenants were not making decisions. There was a reason to put off a real estate decision. It was being taken advantage of in this time. Nobody wanted to make a decision. Everybody was kicking the can. So there was sluggish activity over the last year and a half. But if we look at the fourth quarter of 2023, we see that not only did we return to the average of 2.45 million per quarter, we surpassed it. We actually had 2.9 million square feet of gross activity in the fourth quarter of last year. Now, it remains to be seen if that is a trend. Our team is closely looking at what the activity is like this quarter, first quarter of 2024. But it's safe to say that the market feels a lot different. Our team was very busy in November, December, remained very busy today. And that's with tenant tours, proposals, new leasing activity. It's all happening right now in a way that it wasn't even 6 months ago. And while that is all good for the marketplace and it's good for our landlord clients, it does not change the fact that our tenant clients are really struggling right now for a couple of reasons. One, with a market where the supply is so limited, it's tough to have relocation options. I mean, there's just not a long list of buildings that a tenant could move into if they needed to expand or if they needed to consolidate or even if they needed to downsize and get into a smaller building. There's just not a whole lot of options out in the marketplace. Now, the other reason that that's tough is because the average tenant coming off of a lease expiration today in Orange County faces their rent that on average is 70% higher than their current rent. Now, that is a huge jump. Approaching that negotiation with your landlord needs to be very strategic. The bulk of the work that our team does on the leasing side of the business is on behalf of tenants, and it's helping them navigate the market conditions and helping them achieve the goals that they want in a market that is frankly pretty tough for them. But when you step back and look at the market as a whole, in my opinion, it's easy to conclude that Orange County is the cream of the crop of the SoCal industrial market. As always, please reach out to our team with any questions.